Have you ever felt a deep connection to the universe? A sense that everything is somehow interconnected? What if I told you this isn't just a fleeting feeling, but a glimpse into the fundamental nature of reality itself? Today, we're diving deep into a concept that might just change how you see everything: sentient fields. We're going to explore a radical idea that bridges the gap between science and spirituality, suggesting that consciousness isn't something produced by our brains, but something we tap into. Imagine the universe not as a collection of dead, empty space with random bits of matter, but as a vast, vibrant, and conscious entity. This is the core idea of sentient fields theory. It proposes that the entire cosmos is permeated by fields of consciousness, and everything within it, from the smallest particle to the largest galaxy, is a part of this universal awareness. So, what does this actually mean? Think about it this way. Our individual consciousness, the feeling of I am, might not be generated solely within our skulls. Instead, our brains could be acting more like highly sophisticated antennas, tuning in to this universal field of consciousness. We are receivers, experiencing a localized sliver of a much grander cosmic mind. This concept aligns with what many spiritual traditions have taught for centuries: the idea of a universal consciousness, a divine source from which all life emanates. It's the Brahman of Hinduism, the Tao of Taoism, the Ein Sof of Kabbalah. It's the idea that we are not separate drops in the ocean, but the entire ocean in a drop. This perspective isn't just philosophical poetry. It has profound real-world implications. If everything is conscious, how does that change our relationship with the world around us? It means the planet, the animals, the plants, even the rocks and rivers, are all participants in this shared consciousness. This idea calls for a radical shift in our ethics. It moves us from a mindset of dominion and exploitation to one of reverence and stewardship. How can we knowingly harm a part of the environment when we understand it as a part of the same conscious system we belong to? It reframes our entire existence, encouraging empathy not just for other humans, but for all of existence. Furthermore, it reframes our personal journey. If we are part of a universal consciousness, then personal growth isn't just about self-improvement for our own sake. It becomes a contribution to the evolution of the entire cosmos. Every act of kindness, every moment of insight, every step toward greater understanding ripples out and enriches the whole. Your journey of self-discovery is, in fact, the universe's journey of discovering itself through you. This transforms personal development from a solitary struggle into a sacred, collaborative adventure. Now, I know what some of you might be thinking. This sounds beautiful, but where's the science? Is there any evidence for this? Or is it just wishful thinking? This is where things get truly fascinating. While sentient fields theory is still on the fringes, it draws inspiration from some of the most mind-bending aspects of modern physics, particularly quantum mechanics. Quantum physics has shown us that at the most fundamental level, reality is not what it seems. Particles can be in multiple places at once. They can be instantaneously connected across vast distances through entanglement, and the very act of observing them changes their state. This suggests a deeply interconnected and non-local reality, one that doesn't fit neatly into our classical, everyday understanding of space and time. The idea of fields is central to physics. We have gravitational fields, electromagnetic fields, and visible forces that shape the behavior of matter. The sentient field theory simply asks, what if consciousness is also a fundamental field of nature? What if it's the primordial field from which all other fields and particles emerge? Interestingly, physics itself has run into some very strange problems that might hint at something deeper. Let's talk about something called the self-interaction problem. In physics, particularly in quantum electrodynamics, or QED, there's a huge issue in trying to calculate the energy of a particle like an electron. Because an electron has an electric field, that field interacts with the electron itself. When physicists try to calculate this self-interaction, the numbers blow up to infinity. It's like trying to pull yourself up by your own bootstraps, and the math just breaks. Physicists have developed a clever mathematical trick called renormalization to sidestep this problem and get incredibly accurate predictions. But it's just that, a trick. It doesn't solve the underlying conceptual problem. The infinity is still there, lurking in the equations. Even in classical physics, before quantum mechanics, they struggled with the idea of an electron repelling itself. The force should tear the particle apart, but it doesn't. So, what could this mean? Some thinkers propose that this infinity problem isn't a mistake in the math, but a clue. Perhaps it points to the fact that a particle isn't just a separate, isolated thing. Maybe its infinite self-energy is a sign of its connection to an infinite underlying field, a field of universal energy and consciousness. In this view, a particle like an electron isn't just a point in space. It's a localized excitation, a whirlpool in the vast ocean of the sentient field. Its properties arise from its interaction with this universal backdrop. This is a monumental shift in thinking. It suggests that the perceived separation between a particle and its field, between an object and its environment, is an illusion. And if this is true for an electron, why not for us? Are we also just localized excitations in the universal field of consciousness? Is our sense of being a separate self also an illusion, a useful one for navigating the world, but an illusion nonetheless? Of course, this is a developing area of thought, and it's not without its challenges. The self-interaction problem remains one of the biggest unsolved mysteries in physics. And the theory of sentient fields needs to be developed into a mathematically rigorous model that can make testable predictions. We are still at the very beginning of this exploration, but the convergence of ancient spiritual wisdom and the frontiers of modern science is too powerful to ignore. What this perspective offers is a unified framework for understanding reality. It doesn't force us to choose between science and spirituality, between a rational, mechanical universe and a meaningful, conscious one. It suggests they are two sides of the same coin. Science can be the tool we use to map the mechanics of this conscious universe, while spirituality and personal experience can be the way we connect with it on a deeper, more meaningful level. This journey encourages us to look inward for answers, to cultivate our own awareness and intuition. Practices like meditation, mindfulness, and spending time in nature are no longer just relaxation techniques. They become methods for tuning our personal antenna to the cosmic broadcast. They are ways of strengthening our connection to the universal field. So what can you do with this information? Start by observing your own experience. Notice those moments of awe, of deep connection, of intuitive insight. Consider that they might be more than just random brain chemistry. They might be moments where the veil thins, and you get a direct glimpse of your connection to the universal consciousness. Engage with the world not as a collection of separate objects, but as a living, breathing, and sentient whole. Notice how this changes your actions, your thoughts, and your feelings. The idea of sentient fields is not just an abstract theory. It's an invitation to see the world and yourself in a new light. An invitation to participate more consciously in the grand, unfolding story of the cosmos. It's a call to recognize the sacred in the mundane, the universal in the personal, and the consciousness that connects us all. It's a profound journey of discovery, and it's one that we are all on together. Thank you so much for joining me on this mind-bending exploration. If this resonated with you, let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more deep dives into the nature of reality. Until next time, stay curious.